Hi, I'm Christopher.
And I'm Charles.
And this is another special edition of the Good, Bad, and Podcast. And this time we'll be discussing our picks for the Oscars this year.
Yeah.
And let's dive right in. So, Best Picture of the Year. The nominees are The Artist, The Descendants, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, The Help, Hugo, Midnight in Paris, Moneyball, The Tree of Life, and War Horse.
It's weird because it's 9 nominees.
Yes, it's an odd number.
That bugs me.
It bothers me as well. Dragon Tattoo should be on this list.
I agree.
It should be on the list and bring it to an even 10.
And I'll throw another wild card out there. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I thought it deserved to be nominated for Best Picture.
Okay. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
But it was a good movie, but picture?
It's better than some of the movies on this list.
Okay, so what would you pick here? First, have you seen all these?
Yes, I've seen all these.
Okay.
Have you?
I have not. I've only seen a handful of them. I've seen about half of them, actually. So.
Okay.
Um,
Let's see the list again. I'm in the minority here. I'm going to say it's either Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close or The Artist for me. I got to go with The Artist, just because it's a very, it's a passionate film about filmmaking. It's like Singing in the Rain. I've seen stuff like it before, but you could tell the artists love what they were doing.
Sure.
No pun intended.
Sure. I'm going to go ahead and say, again, I know I'm in the minority, but I'm going to say Tree of Life.
Of course you are.
I like the movie. And I feel like it does a really good job artistically handling a really important subject that I don't feel that any of the other ones touch anything on that level.
Do you feel like it got snubbed at the nominations? Like, do you think like it deserved a lot more?
I think it could have gotten a few more. I think I would have liked to see Brad Pitt get nominated. I really would have. I mean, just little things like that, but I don't think, I'm not looking for visual effects for the dinosaurs. I'm not. Anyway, okay, so I would say Tree of Life. It's not going to get it, but I would want that. Best performance by an actor in a leading role.
And the nominees are?
The nominees are Dermaine Bashir, I presume that's how you pronounce it, George Clooney, Jean Desjardins, I guess that's how you say that, don't speak French, Gary Oldman, and Brad Pitt. I have seen only one of these movies. Brad Pitt from Moneyball, by the way.
I'm going to go with The Artist.
Of course. Why not? Because everyone is.
Gary Oldman for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, just didn't like that movie at all.
I love Gary Oldman so much, though.
I just didn't like that movie.
I really want him to win an Oscar.
He's a cool guy, yeah, but I don't get it.
I just want him to win.
It's one of those I just don't get.
All right, that's...
Although it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that George Clooney and Brad Pitt are up against each other. I think that's kind of a cool. Yeah, that's funny to me.
Yeah. I like Brad Pitt in Moneyball. I
like it too. Don't get me wrong.
I would have rather seen it for Tree of Life.
But The Artist, considering that it's a completely
this year
it's a visual performance, and that's amazing.
This year, though, Brad Pitt being nominated for Moneyball instead of Tree of Life for me is like when DiCaprio was nominated for Blood Diamond, but not nominated for The Departed.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I can see that.
Which, to me, I'm just like, why are you not getting nominated for the good performances this year? Anyway, okay,
You're not a Blood Diamond fan?
I mean, it's good, but, like, really? Okay, so, best performance... Yeah, he was good, actually. Best performance by an actress in a leading role. We have Glenn Close for Albert Nobbs, Viola Davis for The Help, Rooney Mara for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Meryl Streep, Iron Lady, and Michelle Williams. Right, and Michelle Williams from My Week with Marilyn. Now, Meryl Streep got nominated because she was in.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Like she could be in anything and she gets nominated. This bothers me.
She was really good, though. Don't get me wrong. It's
an excellent actress.
Yeah,
but she's been nominated like 47 times.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So I think we're going to be in agreement on this one.
I think Rooney Mara needs that. Yeah.
Rooney Mara all the way.
No one had compared to that kind of dedication.
Right, Rooney Mara all the way.
She
had her eyebrows
way over the top,
which is insane. I don't know why, but
it made the character.
I know, but it's it seems like a simple thing, but it really changed her look.
It did.
Yeah.
Not to mention just the physical performance that she. I mean, there were some scenes in there that I don't think many actresses would have done.
Right.
So anyway,
I certainly would have. Wouldn't have. Hello.
Freudian slip? Okay, so performance by an actor in a supporting role. We have Kenneth Branagh for My Week with Marilyn, Jonah Hill for Moneyball, Nick Nolte for Warrior, Christopher Plummer for Beginners, and Max von Sydow for Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. Now, he did that like mime.
Yeah, basically. He doesn't speak a single word in that movie. And it's amazing.
That's really
He's got yes and no like tattooed on his hands. Yeah.
Crazy.
Apparently he spoke when he was a child and just completely stopped speaking, and then that's it.
The character, not the actor, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the actor was so I would actually give it to him because I thought he's one of the main reasons I love that movie as much as I do.
I mean, that's an impressive thing to pull off for anybody.
But before I saw that movie, it would have been Nick Nolte all the way. I loved Nick Nolte in Warrior.
I love Nick Nolte, but
there's
normally I think of Nick Nolte being Thin Red Line.
He plays an alcoholic, and there's a point where he relapses, and oh man, it's heartbreaking. I mean, it really is hard to watch.
Yeah.
And
I have heard nothing but good things about that movie, and I have still yet to see it.
It's really good. They advertise it wrong. I mean, they made it like an action film.
Yeah, they make it like
Yeah, it's like, who cares? So nobody saw it.
Yeah.
I did, but
I wanted to see it. I thought it looked good.
It was good. I liked it a lot, actually. I
think the fact that it came out right after The Fighter.
Yeah.
Or like right near The Fighter.
I liked it more than The Fighter. In fact, I would have put it.
You would have put The Warrior on Best Picture?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about
what would you take off?
Tree of Life? Are you kidding me?
Okay, so I love Nick Nolte, so I would be A-okay with him walking away with the statue.
Yeah. Has he won before? He's won before, has he?
I don't think he has.
I don't know if he's been nominated before.
I couldn't tell you. But I really also love Jonah Hill in Moneyball.
Jonah Hill's good, yeah.
Because normally he plays the goofy, over-the-top, loud party guy, and in this one he played like this kind of like quiet, sedated, introverted, didn't really talk. I mean, like, it's a very interesting choice to cast him in that. So anyway, that was an excellent film.
Supporting actress.
Supporting actress in a supporting role. We have Bernice Bejo.
Married to the director of The Artist.
The Artist. Jessica Chastain for The Help. Melissa McCarthy for Bridesmaids, Janet McTeer for Albert Nobbs, and Octavia Spencer for The Help.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why I'm surprised that you didn't mention Jessica Chastain is Don't You Love Tree of Life.
I thought she was great in the movie, but it's one of those things where it wasn't like a breathtaking performance. I thought she was good, but it wasn't a real departure. For Brad Pitt, that was just totally different. Like I've never once looked at Brad Pitt and thought father figure.
I think Sean Penn should have been nominated.
Are you? Okay, so
in Dallas when he's like riding the elevator, it's like, wow, that's amazing.
It's deep. He's looking out a window.
Yes, it's a Terrence Malick film. It means something.
Shut up. So
I'm going to go with The Artist on this one as well.
Of course you are. I like Melissa McCarthy in The Bridesmaids.
I think it's a great nomination.
I like the movie a lot.
I'm going to go with The Artist though.
I could be okay with either of those.
There's a small dog walking around.
It happens every now and then. That's a dachshund.
What's it? Is that not a small dog?
Well, I mean it is, but you know. Okay. All right. So next we have achievement in directing. You're gonna love this category. I can feel it.
I can feel it already.
So we have Woody Allen for Midnight in Paris. We have Michael H. for The Artist. We have Terrence Malick for Tree of Life.
We're nothing if not cultured.
We have Alexander Payne for The Descendants. I'm cultured, just not bilingual. And then we have Martin Scorsese for Hugo. Now, let's also acknowledge Scorsese got nominated for a cartoon. I'm just making sure we're all aware.
What?
Hugo's a cartoon.
Hugo's not a cartoon.
Oh, that was a cartoon.
No, it's live action.
Oh, what am I thinking of? That somebody just did. Peter Jackson just did this.
Oh yeah, Tintin.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Tintin was.
My apologies. My apologies to Hugo.
Way to pour Solomon open.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Spielberg is still filming that.
Well, he should. Okay, so either way,
who are you gonna go with?
I really for this category I would go.
Oh God,
I'm gonna go with Terrence Malick.
Of course you are.
I'm going with Terrence Malick because I feel like that movie was a director's movie. Because the way he films a movie, he films it like, it's sort of like the Hitchcock thing, right? I film all this stuff, but I didn't film a master and coverage and all this stuff so an editor can put it together. I filmed a very specific vision that has to be put together in a certain way, and I've got it all in my head. To me, that's a director's film.
And so The Artist is a director's film, then.
Fair enough, but I feel like that if
I
somebody
can't pronounce the director's name.
If somebody had handed me the raw footage to any Terrence Malick film, I think I would have had a hard time putting it together. But he knew exactly what he was doing, and so for me, that's excellent directing. And so I have to. He's only made like 5 movies, and of those 5 movies, like 4 of them have been nominated for Best Picture. Give the man an Oscar. He's gonna die before he makes his next one.
All right, moving on.
All right, so screenplay written directly for the screen. We have The Artist.
I feel like they're playing music for us to rush us off stage.
I know, it kind of... Okay.
Yeah, let's pick.
The Artist, Bridesmaids, Margin Call, Midnight in Paris, and... is that Serbian?
I'm going to go with Margin Call.
I have not seen Margin Call. Now, I like the fact that The Artist gets nominated for Best Screenplay, and it's a silent film.
I'm just saying, last year it was Aaron Sorkin for witty dialogue in The Social Network. This year it's The Artist for no dialogue.
But they have dialogue.
Right, but...
No, they speak dialogue. There's actually spoken like in the movie.
Okay, either way. The point being, it's known for being...
It's breathtaking.
Okay, but I also
March all the way. Nobody saw that movie, but it's really good. You should check it out.
That's why it won't win. Then you have Midnight...
the other one that nobody even knows the name of. That's why it won't win.
Sure, but Midnight in Paris... See, Midnight in Paris I like
That's what I hate.
Really? You hate Midnight in
Paris? No, that's what I hate about these things like this, because it's all popularity.
It is.
And they don't even watch half the screenings, right? So...
Well, yeah. Midnight in Paris I love, especially for this category, because I feel like Woody Allen having to sit there and think, what would Hemingway say right now? That's kind of a crazy thing to try and do. And he pulled it off beautifully.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I don't know if it deserves a Best Picture nomination, Best Director nomination, Best Screenplay nomination, but it's a good movie just the same.
And it's not New York, so whatever.
And then we have screenplay based on material previously produced or published. The Descendants, Hugo, which is not a cartoon, Ides of March, Moneyball, and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Now, Moneyball was excellent, and Lord knows I love Aaron Sorkin. But Aaron Sorkin, working with Steven Zaillian, who I also love.
Didn't he write Schindler's List?
Yes.
Yes.
And I know you didn't like it, but I think it's an excellent film, American Gangster, which I love that movie, and I'm sure you hate it because I like it. But either way,
I don't like Ridley Scott.
But what I like about him is what I like about the movie and all of Steven Zaillian's stuff is he writes really big, epic stories. Mm-hmm. That doesn't fit with Aaron Sorkin at all. Aaron Sorkin writes really witty dialogue.
I thought it was a nice mix. I really did enjoy it.
I think there were scenes that were clearly like Aaron Sorkin wrote that scene. And then there are moments where Steven Zaillian wrote that scene. I just don't know how well
I liked it. I think it was a good mix. I
like it. I think out of those options, that's probably the one I would pick. Ides of March, I feel like had some story issues that are probably based on the book that really wasn't the screenwriter's fault. But I thought that was an excellent one too. Okay. So I would be okay with a couple of those ones.
So which one are you going to go?
I would probably give it to Moneyball.
Okay, I'll give it to Moneyball.
I just love Aaron Sorkin. If he could win 2 in a row, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. He'll be like the Tom Hanks of the screenwriting office.
Or Meryl Streep. Okay, so we have achievement in cinema.
John Williams is the Meryl Streep of music.
It's true. We have achievement in cinematography.
Oh yes.
The Artist, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Hugo, Tree of Life, and Warhorse.
You're gonna go with The Artist.
The Artist?
Yeah.
Okay, I would go with Girl with the Dragon Tattoo or Tree of Life.
You're gonna go with Tree of Life. What you're gonna
go? It's a beautiful film.
No, it's not.
It's a beautiful film.
No, it's not.
You got it. It's pretty.
No. Out of all of his films, it's the least pretty. I mean, really. Days of Heaven, sure. New World, sure. Thin Red Line, sure. But no, not this.
I think it's beautiful. I'll give it to it. Okay. Achievement in editing. The Artist, The Descendants, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, or Moneyball.
The Artist.
The Artist? Of course. Why not? It's nominated. You have to. Okay.
That's not why I'm picking it. They took... There's no spoken... Well, there's spoken dialogue, but very little. And they made it, where it flows and it doesn't feel slow. And it feels very contemporary while still, being a good homage to the old days.
Sure.
So all that, I think it deserves it. I honestly do.
Okay. It'll probably win it. I would... Moneyball to me is a weird option for this. But I would give it to Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Is Tree of Life not nominated?
No, shut up.
Of course.
God. Okay, so...
Are there Razzies for editing?
God, you're so terrible. Now, one thing that you wanted to talk about, and then I think we're done, really, is you wanted to talk about visual effects.
Well, not that I want to talk about visual effects a lot, but I just feel like this is another one of those years where Andy Serkis was, obviously the full body motion capture for the performance in Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and it was one of those years people were trying to get him nominated as an actor.
I really think Andy Serkis in that particular role, even more so than he was for Gollum.
Or King Kong.
Although King Kong's pretty dang good too.
Yeah.
I know a lot of it has to do with the way that Weta goes in and does it. Because unlike
true,
a normal, because it's not fair, right? Because any other actor, if they mess up just one little twitch of the eyebrow, they never get to put it back in.
Unless you're George Lucas, then they change it up and it's fine.
But seriously, he has Weta to go in and make him look perfect, right? But at the same time, there is something to be said for just the way he carries himself.
And if you watch the making of any of those things, I mean, he's there.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Like, it really is.
I really, he is...
We're reaching a point where they're going to have to start nominating these people or make a new category for best, motion capture performance. Yeah. I mean, really. Honestly.
It's such an odd category, but I agree with you.
But it's just coming to that. I mean, he's that good.
I think, honestly, and this may just be total ignorance on my part, I don't think I could possibly think of another person that does that. And so it almost feels like you need an Andy Serkis award. Right?
Sounds cool, though.
It does sound kind of cool.
You know he has his own school now? Yeah, he teaches people how to do the performance capture.
Do motion capture?
No, how to act for motion capture.
Oh.
See, to him, he looks at it, it's very much for the actors. He's not there for anything else. He's there so that the other actors have someone act off of it to fill their role.
Sure.
Which is, it's like the opposite of like a Jar Jar Binks. So yeah, there was a guy in a Jar Jar mask, but then he would leave the shot and they would act nothing.
Yeah. Right. No, I agree. I agree with you. And I think he's.
And I'm trying to remember a Jar Jar Binks line, but I can't.
And I the things that you've seen Andy Serkis on screen in, right? Whether it is those few minutes in Lord of the Rings or it's in The Prestige or whatever, like he's
13 going on 30.
He's a decent.
He's the boss. He's
I totally don't remember that.
He dances a Thriller in it. It's amazing. If you haven't seen the movie, it's really good.
Fun. And, look, he's a good actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
I think, and this is kind of an ironic thing to say, particularly given the year. I think if he had been alive during the silent film era, he would have been a star.
Yeah.
I think he would have been like the Tom Hanks of silent films.
Do you like John Landis? John Landis made a recent movie with Andy Serkis as the star in it, which is weird because Andy Serkis usually isn't the star of anything.
No.
And it wasn't good. It's like, what?
Wonder if that's got to do with Andy Serkis or...
I don't know. Simon Pegg and Andy Serkis, and you would think it'd be a huge... It's like Blues Brothers, but not, because it's not anything like Blues Brothers. But the pairing should be like that, right? Because you got Dan Aykroyd, and you got all these great people and a great director, and then nothing.
Nothing, yeah. Well, that's... Okay, anyway, we could digress here. So those are our picks. Those are our picks for the major categories for Oscar. We didn't talk about our best pick for best documentary short film. I don't have a pick for best documentary short film.
What's your movie?
Don't make fun of mine.
I'm not. I was trying to think.
Don't make fun of mine.
I'm not making fun of it. I was really honestly going to try to give you a compliment. Make the Granthams.
The Granthams. Yeah, we're going to put that on there.
I'm sorry.
So those are our picks for the Oscars for 2012.
He made an award-winning documentary, so
it happens. So I appreciate that, though.
You're welcome. I wasn't trying to be backhanded.
I believe you. So those are our picks. Thank you so much, and we'll be watching soon to see how wrong we were.
Have a good one.